welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. Another exciting unboxing landing here on the channel, this time from Chip Theory Games' Cloudspire. Another whole wave of content for this one. If you haven't checked out my showcase for Cloudspire, I'm going to put all of the videos I've done for it in the top right hand corner. You can check out the original unboxing, you can check out a full playthrough, and now you're going to be able to see the miniatures expansion for the Uprising and Horizon's Wrath. Those expansions are sitting to the left and right of the box. Up top, Ankar's Plunder, the second history-based book in the universe of Cloudspire. Beautifully done. I love the way they bind these books, as well as just the lining of the sheets of paper are this like teal blue. It looks so good. And then the Heroes Bounty Pack as well. Just before we go ahead and take a look at all the new content for Cloudspire, quickly want to mention the update pack, which is available from the Chip Theory Games store. Links to their store in the pinned comment and video description. If you want to get your Cloudspire experience to current day and have everything updated, this is what you want. However, during this unboxing video, we're going to be just focusing on the new content, not updates to prior content. So, without further ado, let's dive in to the miniatures expansion. The floating isles of Ankar loom high above the rest of the world. With this Cloudspire miniatures expansion, help your Uprising and Horizon's Wrath spires loom even higher. This expansion features 6 thematic, lovingly rendered spire miniatures for both of the factions in the Ankar's Plunder cycle of Cloudspire: the ruthless mercenaries of the Uprising and the cunning pirates known as Horizon's Wrath. A platform atop each mini will hold your spire chip in place, while space underneath allows you ample room to put your spire upgrade chips. It's an immersive way to play that will add even more table presence and definition to your copy of Cloudspire. When you open up the box, this is what you're going to see. I've already removed the clear cover off the top, which keeps everything snug in place. Let's take a look at each of these miniatures. There's 6 of each of them, so we can just take a look at 2 of them to get an idea of what they all look like. Here is the side of one of them. You can see the chip can be placed on top and then other chips underneath. Again, if you're a painter, you're going to love this thing because you can really go to town on it. But if you don't want to paint it, it's already got that shading there, so you can just run with it as is. This one here has a really cool design. I'll just spin it around so you can see it from all angles. It changes based on which way you're looking at it. It's got all kinds of different things going on in there. Again, top chip underneath, and chips can be housed in the bottom as well. Moving right along, we're into Volume 2, Ankar's Plunder. Let's take a look at a bit of this book. I can't show you everything. There's tons of pages in this thing, but I will let you know how many pages are in it. One thing I gotta show you guys actually before we go any further is the, like I said before, the coloring on the side. Check it out. Just like Source that's used inside of the gameplay and even shown right here, it matches. It looks so good. I love that they did that. They put that extra touch, and that's what they always do with their products. They always put those extra touches that everybody else seems to miss. And as you can see in the table of contents, we're going to have Horizon Wrath scenarios all labeled out here with solo and co-op all the way through, bonus scenarios down below, the Uprising scenarios, and then skirmishes, endless mode, and additional lore. So if you're a solo player, this is something you want to grab. This is something you want to get to add to your Cloudspire collection. Now let's show you a few pages of this thing, and not everything, but artwork, of course, is going to be off the charts. A welcome right off the start, and you head into your neoprene hex tile key. Moving right along from there, you got your AI talents. Again, artwork popping up. Now if I skip a few pages here and we get into past the AI talents, solo mode right here for the Ankarian Renown, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Solo campaign rank right here. Co-op campaign rank right there. And then we jump into Horizon's Wrath. And this is where it's going to start breaking things out just like it did in volume number 1. And it's fantastic how much love and attention goes into these books. Like, solo players, you guys need to jump on this thing. It is incredible. I already know what volume 1 entails, so that's why I'm so high up on volume 2, even though I haven't read and gone through it fully. I just know that based on volume 1, I am very excited to see what's going on inside of this one. So We'll just keep moving through really quick, but you can see it's going to go chapter by chapter. So again, you're going to have lots to check out in this book. It's obscene how many pages there are in here. And you can see the word solo all over the place, which I just love. Co-op is in there too. And we just keep on going. And in total, the pages, like you've got a lore section at the back. This is gonna be up close to 200 something pages, or maybe just shy of 200. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be short. 83. There's a thank you at the back of the book as well. That's awesome. So yeah, it's looking like 183 pages. And it is a solid book and absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to get through this. Moving on to the next item to check out, let's go with Horizon's Wrath. We'll flip it over, take a look at the back of the box, see if there's anything there, and then we'll dive into all the components. In the floating islands of Ankar, old wounds never heal. As the other islands fight among themselves, the sky pirates of Horizon's Wrath have come to plunder. Horizon's Wrath is one of the most unique factions in Cloudspire, featuring a special morale system, cannonballs that fire across the map, and a movable fortress that can change the strategic layout of a game in an instant. With 4 new solo scenarios and 2 new cooperative scenarios included, the Horizon's Wrath faction expansion brings more exciting gameplay and new strategic frontiers to your game. I can tell you right now, that was a mouthful, but absolutely everything I just read, I absolutely love from a solo perspective. First thing you're going to find when you open up the box is a Chip Theory Games case with some dice and the faction chips that correspond to Horizon's Wrath. And we're going to move all the rest out of the way to get to the bottom where there should be some reference sheets as well. After removing some plastic from this neoprene mat for the fortress for the pirate ship, you can see this is going to be a very unique faction. I loved reading the fact that this faction is going to be able to pick up and shift positions. That's crazy. The cannonball idea is also really exciting. You've got a gun deck here, crew quarters, the hold, launch bay, captain's cabin, and gateport over there on the right. We also, of course, have a book specific to Horizon's Wrath, the scenario book. So we'll go through a number of pages in this, maybe not absolutely everything, but I will show you that you've got solo scenarios inside right off the bat with this expansion, of course. And if we move to the end, we've got about 31 pages in total. The rulebook will follow a similar look and feel to what we saw in the Volume 2 Ankar's Plunder in terms of the artwork, the rules, and the map layouts, that type of thing. But yes, this one's going to be really interesting. As soon as I saw the word pirates, I got overly excited. Chips in the tray for this one include Powder Monkey, the Glider, Mistbane, Traxtail, Swabby, Gunner, Buccaneer, Corsair, Shadow Skiff, Captain Tinbeard, Air Clipper, and finally, some dice that are specific to the faction. The final thing inside this expansion is the reference sheet for the faction, which breaks down everything about each unit inside the faction on this side. Very, very handy. And of course can be taken out of this plastic covering, no problem, so there's no glare whatsoever. And then on the opposite side here, you'll see a breakdown of everything that we saw in the neoprene mat, like the gun deck, cruise quarters, gateport, captain's cabin, all that kind of stuff. And there's a card down here which is specific to the plank. With Horizon's Wrath out of the way, let's move to the next faction, the Uprising. We'll check out the back of the box, learn a bit more about them, and then check out the components. Since the Joining War began, the Uprising has hidden in the shadows, lying in wait until the islands of Ankar were in chaos. Now the time is right to strike. The Uprising is a special faction in Cloudspire. Though it has a unique fortress and a few unique unit and spire chips, it is mostly made up of mercenary minions culled from the game's ever-changing market. As such, the Uprising also serves as a content expansion with a bevy of new market chips that you can use in any game regardless of faction. Featuring 4 new solo scenarios, 2 new cooperative scenarios, the Uprising adds new gameplay options no matter which way you play Cloudspire. So this is a very, very interesting expansion. Typically you come at these things thinking you're just getting a faction to play, but this one can be incorporated in any of your plays. This is what you'll find when you first open up the expansion. We're going to dive into each of the chips that you see here, the dice. You'll see there's 3 in this particular set, and we're going to remove this packaging in order to get down towards the rest of the content. Here's a look at the neoprene mat for the fortress from the Uprising expansion. I've removed the plastic from it so that you can actually see the mat. We've got the Thieves' Den, Covert Ops, the Rogue Garrison, the Spatical Research Station, Reconstruction Labs, and the headquarters right here. Let's take a quick look through the scenario book for the Uprising as well. We've got the table of contents here, solo scenarios, chapters 1 through 4, co-op scenarios 1 and 2, and endless mode at the bottom. Again, it's going to follow a similar format to the other ones you've seen in this video to this point, but again, very different for this faction specifically. In terms of total pages for this particular booklet, we're looking at a total of 31 pages. All right, let's go through this chip stack here. The first one, at least, we have Tactics Manual, Glade of Blades, Usul, Source Sniper, Morning Star, Mudslinger, Krub, Emissary, Climbing Gear, the Elax Breastplate, that looks pretty awesome, Proximity Mine, Wind Funnel, Eden, not going to bother trying to pronounce that because I'll butcher it, Zirkle Rebel, Des Javelin, Modified Prism, Combatant, Infiltrator, Source Ride Boots, Twin Barrel Bunker, Fairy, and Omen Rider. Let's take a look at some more chips that come inside this expansion. The Militia Ranger, Militia Defender, Netorut, Destroyed Waygate, Waygate, Destroyed Waygate, Waygate. Remember that these are double-sided, so some of them are destroyed on one side and A-OK on the other. Rubble Rouser, same thing here. Rebuilt Ruins on the other side. And last but not least, we have some dice. The actual final thing you'll find inside the box is the reference sheet for the Uprising. If you're using it or controlling this faction, definitely keep this handy. Flipping it to the opposite side will give you a breakdown of the units as well as some other things like setting up the market, waygates, units, and spires. There's also another reference sheet in here for landmark and market talents as well. And last but certainly not least is Cloudspire Heroes Bounty, a card expansion. Let's go ahead and take a look at each card that comes in this pack. And that's going to wrap up this unboxing video, taking a look at all the new content landing for Cloudspire. Let me know in the comments below, which things did you like the most as a solo player? Were you interested the most in Volume 2, Ankar's Plunder, certain expansions that you're seeing on screen right now, maybe the card pack, or maybe even the miniatures to just boost the immersion level of the experience, or maybe you want it all, or nothing? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and love to have that discussion with you all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.